So, this is Yad, and yeah, a lot of stuff going on in the world, trying to keep track of. So, yeah, homosexuality is a lifestyle. It's a full-time job. It's something that takes your whole life. It's something that is evolving, so involving that people who practice it tend to just be lost in it, and it consumes them. Why would it be an aberrant lifestyle? What makes it aberrant? The first question you would ask then is, or questions, one of the first is, what exactly is the benefit of being a homosexual in the world today, or in the past, or in the future? How exactly does that benefit humanity? People don't want to ask that question, or people don't really care. And the first question would be, what is the benefit of being a homosexual? How does it propagate the human race, being a homosexual? There's a lot of people who have asked this question before. Not worthy of note. I don't think it's asked the question, but it's answered the question though. It will be Needy Fuller. Needy Fuller is a man, Needy Fuller Jr. is a man who I have as a brother. I have utmost respect for. He is somebody who knew what he was talking about in terms of race, even though he was a bit rigid in terms of like the boundaries of what he was talking about. He had to be, because it was an idea which necessarily didn't really stand on its own 2 feet, but it was an idea at the end of the day. And he came up with that idea, and he stood by that idea, and he built the pillars of that idea to fulfill a certain question that he had in his mind when he came up with those ideas. The same question that we all are asking today, which is who we really are. These are questions that he had when he saw what was going on against his people, that he knew that didn't happen to other people. He never could really marry the fact that people are going through things that nobody else was. So he came up with those concepts, those ideas, to be able to explain to himself why that was, when everything he needed to know about it was already in the Bible. All he needed to do was just turn a few pages. If he wanted, he could have gone to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15 to 68, to understand who we really are and why we're in the position we are today. But he didn't. Or maybe he did at some point, and pretending like he didn't, because that's something I've noticed as well when it comes to people that push certain things, is that they will at some point, God would have showed them the truth at some point, but they would either ignore it or pretend like they never saw it. So it now begs the question, like, what exactly are they doing what they're doing for? Are they doing it to help or to destroy or mislead? But not to get sidetracked, he was the one who talked about what the benefits are of homosexuality, and this is just being logical. It's not about whether you're attacking anybody. I don't have the time to attack anybody. I'm living the life God wants me to live on this earth. I live for Him. I live to do His will. So I'm not going to be leaving what I'm doing to be being worried about what somebody is doing in their spare time, or trying to promote in their spare time. That's why I get worried about it. But overall, regarding their lifestyle, it's their choice, not mine. So I don't have to be I'm not beholden to anybody who decides to follow that lifestyle. Neither do I want to engage in anything that has to do with it. So the point basically is that what as in how is the human race propagated by this lifestyle? That's the main question. The day that we see an island of people who are man, woman, proliferating, bringing forth seed, bringing forth children without any other means except just them, without needing some sort of equipment or some sort of medical intervention, like it has been with how it typically has been for millennia, then I will have a conversation. Because even then, it doesn't mean I'm going to jump on the bandwagon, but I wouldn't mind having a conversation with them at that point. But if you have to rely on medicine or you have to rely on means to get children in the world, because you just have to ask yourself a question: what are you living for? Are you living for yourself, or are you living for your future? What is your future? Is your future in homosexuality? Because if your future is homosexuality, then what's the punchline for you? What exactly is the, as in, what exactly do you hope to achieve by practicing this lifestyle? What's the end goal? What's the end result of this lifestyle? Is there any information about this? Is there any information that you can share with us to let us know what the benefits of this lifestyle is? Because if it's being promoted in the world as it has, then there has to be some upside to this lifestyle, right? If there is an upside to lifestyle, I would honestly love to know what it is. I would love to know what it is so I can see what exactly is the whole hullabaloo about homosexuality, and we all need to be homosexuals in life to live a fulfilling life. I personally do not ascribe to that. I never have and I never will ascribe to that lifestyle. And I would not advise anyone who I know to ascribe to that lifestyle, or my children. So it would be nice to know what the real benefits are. Let us know what the real benefits are. Then we won't have a need for an agenda. We will not have an agenda. Basically means I'm hiding X amount of things from you. I don't want you to know about this lifestyle. I will promote the hell out of this lifestyle to the whole world, but I will not tell you exactly how this lifestyle is going to benefit you. Allah will be like, it's something you need to practice, it's something that you need to do, it's something that needs to be taught in schools, it's something that everybody needs to accept. Even when you're watching your favorite program and all of a sudden it's in that program for whatever reason, when the program by default should not have any relation with, having a crash course introduction into homosexuality, which is typically what tends to happen in these programs. Why they will not make a standalone program that has homosexuals in it from the get-go, I can never understand. What is the hold up with that? Like, what is the proviso to making a program that you just like, okay, we have homosexuals in this program. It's all about a superhero that is a homosexual. We're going to put it up on this channel. If you like that sort of thing, go and watch it. But why is that not an option? Has anyone ever tried that? Can someone try that? Because they find that a lot of people that seem to be making these shows happen to be homosexuals themselves. If they have that power, then they should also have the power to have a standalone show. But they don't seem to be really interested in that. It seems they don't seem to be really interested in just having a standalone show and doing their own thing. It doesn't seem to really appeal to them for some bizarre reason. I think they're more interested in getting people who have no desire, no business with homosexuality involved in homosexuality. That seems to be the agenda, from what I can see. And even from the grassroots, from the real roots of homosexuality, when you go to the pubs and clubs and you see people who practice that stuff there, it's the same thing. Because a lot of the time, a lot of them know that you are not homosexual, yet they'll keep coming after you. So if you know that I'm not a homosexual, then why would you be coming after me? Why would you be showing me interest when I've showed you clearly I'm not interested in your lifestyle? Why do you have to keep coming after me? It makes no sense. And that's exactly the same spirit behind what these people do in power. They have an ability to make a show. They will center it around that homosexual character. You are watching a show about a superhero, thinking it's about a superhero. But what you don't realize is that they made that show specifically to bring out that homosexual aspect of things and put it in your face. That's a whole separate topic, but anyway, because it's all about, having ideas and bringing it to life. People who content create, who are graphic novelists, who are directors, filmmakers, they understand this. So when you understand the process of filmmaking, you understand that there's always a point you're trying to push. There's always something that you have in mind that it could just last 5 seconds, it could last 5 minutes in a movie, but there's one scene that you are looking to film in that movie to make that movie what it is for you. And for them, it's the homosexual stuff. So you are watching this series thinking, oh, it's all about this superhero and it's going to be really cool, but they are thinking about how they would put in homosexual stuff into it that you don't necessarily want to see. You don't necessarily want your kids to see, but you're stuck watching it, whether you like it or not. Yeah, this is Yad. To God be the glory, to God be the praise.